Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So every week we have a theme to just kind of kickstart the discussion, and this week's theme is about you know, am I open to designing my own life and my own learning? And as Ratnesh kind of laid out in the presentation, open learning is not just about learning; it's about living. And when we say we are practicing open learning, we are essentially saying that I'm going to decide what I want to do, and I'll let every learner decide what they want to do. So, in some sense, we are each of us is designing our own lives and our own learning path, learning journeys. And so, just from the get go, we need to recognize that it's not just about letting each other do what they want to do, but rather supporting each other in each of their learning journeys and in their lives. And that's why the sense on the concept of community and the centrality of community in the discussions about open learning and the way we practice it in Arohi. So just wanted to throw it there that how open am I to designing my learning and my life, and we can talk about more than just designing and learning and life. But let's try to keep the first half of the discussion on learning and learning related issues, and then maybe towards the later part we can talk about Arohi and any questions you might have specifically about Arohi. And we also have a couple of folks who have joined us. So welcome to everyone, and the floor is open for any questions or thoughts or you know any experience that you would like to share um, about open learning in general, or more specifically, if you have any thoughts on the theme of today's discussion or meetup, which is designing our own lives and our own learning journeys. And if you are more comfortable chatting on type or typing through chat, chatting on type, you're most welcome to do that. And if you are more open to coming on mic, then we would also request you to turn on your video so that we can have a visual connect. Over to all of you.
So if anyone has a question or any want you want to share something, just feel free to unmute yourself and just go ahead and uh, yeah.
I feel in order to design my own life, I have to first stop doing what I was already doing. That's what I have. This is the stage I am at right now. So there was a pattern. There was a. Uh, I was just doing it because I was trained in it. I think I have reached a level where I've stopped doing that. I don't. I want to design my life now on. That's what I really want to do. I don't know how. I'm not there yet. I don't know. I have reached why, but I have not reached how, what, when, and where. So I think I've reached the why, and I'm trying to stop. I've tried to stop doing things which I was doing because of the conditioning or pressure or my judgment towards myself, my non acceptance towards myself. So I think at I'm here where I don't want to judge myself and accept myself the way I am. And if that is called designing your life, I don't know. I think that's a big one for me right now. I don't want to feel yeah. I mean, I think it will happen. I think it will happen. So, but I've realized that for that to happen, I have to stop doing what I was like, stop running in the race. So I've stopped doing that. So this is my phase right now.
Yeah, Riddhi, I mean, it's not that you have just been following and you have to stop everything that you are doing. Yes, naturally, something comes up have to stop. Some things will have
Vijay,
to
your voice is
change.
breaking for me.
But a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of the things that you have shared is
Vijay, we couldn't really follow you. Your voice was breaking.
Yeah, is it better now?
Yes.
Okay, so I just took off my earphones, so I hope the background isn't too bad. So I was just saying, Riddhi, that from the introduction that you shared, I can see that you're already designing your life to a fair degree. I mean, it's not that everything that we do has to stop. Of course, there has to be some changes in the way we do things, but it's not that everything changes, right? And I just wanted to share that. Sorry for interrupting, but I just feel that you're already doing things about yourself, about your life, about your health that you already shared earlier. So in some sense, I'm very happy that you're here and you're also going to be at campus soon. So you will see it in practice. So you don't have to feel that it's something big. It's something that's very close by, and very soon you will be experiencing it too. So don't be you don't feel that it's a momentous change. It's momentous because there's a change in mindset. But what changes we bring in our own lives and how we go about it is something that each of us decides. So yeah, so I just wanted to put that out.
Yeah, well said, Vijay. And also, so I feel it's a spiral. Like, so I think about something, then I try to question it, then I work around it, then I think of something else, then I come back to the first thing and then go deeper and then have a bilkuli new knowing of it. And then exploration again begins. So I think also it's like a spiral of going deeper and
We call it a loop, Riddhi.
yeah, yeah,
And it's more a loop than a spiral because it's not like we are going in a one-way route. I mean, spiral
right,
invariably evokes that one-way route kind of thing. And we call it a loop where you're basically planning and then you're doing and then you're reflecting on
right,
how things went, right?
right, right,
Our quote unquote design paradigm, where we say, you do what you want to do. It's just that you plan and you share your plan, of course,
hmm,
and you do, and wherever possible, you collaborate. And in the course of all these interactions, we learn so many things. And and then we go on to the next part, which is reflect and see, hey, how did that go? What should I do? What shouldn't I do? So on and so forth. What did I enjoy? What did I not enjoy? And so on. So yeah, so it's more a loop than a spiral, I would say, because we do the same things again and again, but at the same time, what exactly we are doing is something each of us decides and is interested in. So yeah, Pranav, you want to add something?
Pranav, you have also prepared a poll. Should I run a poll? Since okay, so Pranav has put up a couple of questions for all of you to respond, and if you're okay, I'll just pull that poll up. You can choose multiple responses. Yeah, I hope you can see the questions. The two questions with the choices. So you can go ahead and just respond to the poll. Okay, I think most of you have
There
responded.
won't be any grading on the basis of your responses, so don't worry. We're not doing the poll for any. It's just to seed some thoughts and you know, give you an idea of what this cohort, this group is thinking of, how we are looking at the topic
Yeah,
of the
I've
poll
shared the
itself.
results also. Not that the result really is
The
important.
results are out very quickly, huh?
Yeah, and
Okay.
not that the results have any major significance. What's really more
Wow.
important was to,
I guess it's
yeah, go
very
ahead.
interesting to see the 100% result for decide what, when, how, and where to learn. Then the purpose of this open learning meetup is done, boss. Everybody knows that. Good. So then we can move to the next level of discussion.
Yes,
That's
absolutely. Okay, so that was just to stimulate. Yeah, Pranav, if you have thoughts, you can also add thoughts.
No, I was just looking at that answers, and the first one was like freedom and independence, right? But if you have heard Ratnesh, he says it's like open learning is not about freedom; it's about responsibility. So not to say that is a wrong perspective, but I'm just uh, uh, inviting you to think on those lines as well. As in, it's not purely about just being free and independent and being completely probably non-answerable to anything. As in, you work towards it, you have the autonomy to do things, but then you're also accountable, responsible for your actions, your consequences, for those consequences. So that's how, yeah.
Yeah, I personally think you're more accountable in open learning than you are. See, in school, I can always say, oh, the system didn't give me this, or the school didn't give me this, or this subject, why was I taught like this way, or whatever. But when I am deciding and I am doing, I have to own it up and say, I messed up, man, or I did it amazing, whichever way I look at it. So I think yeah, it's even more there. Okay, so yeah, so okay, we have few more people. Shurbi has also joined. Santosh, who has been joining, he is also there. So guys, go ahead. You can ask questions, throw in whatever you feel like. This is a very open, informal discussion. So anybody can see the discussion via a question or an experience or anything that you would like to.
Since everyone's thinking, I thought I'll just add to what this thing was and what Dviji responded. I think when you design your learning or your life or whatever it be, when you become an open learner, you kind of tend to bring more meaning to what you are doing. So that is so. Whatever I'm doing, say probably I'm painting now, or I'm solving a puzzle, or I'm going for my work. So of course, there's an ecosystem, and you function within that ecosystem, and you even say if I want to watch movie, I probably would invite somebody. Probably if somebody's watching movie, I want to be part of that. So, but then there is a more meaning, assigned to that thing that I'm doing, and I'm involved into it probably a bit more than in a regular fashion. So that's what takes us to this path more. So being more involved and finding some uh, meaning to it. Of course, it doesn't have to be like you have to become a master into something. It's just in that particular moment, how do you feel or how do you see things?
And the questions need not be only around the theme. It can be about any aspect of open learning which you would like to ask.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, Shurbi.
Yeah, so this is the first meetup that I'm joining. So I always wanted to join, like at least no. Initially, I was thinking that what should I do because I had no idea about open learning. I initially thought that many of the people who joined such communities, either they are the parent or no, or they're very young, maybe like at least less than 20 or something like that. But I was like confused because, but then I thought that maybe it's just the name suggests open learning, maybe it is for everyone. So like it is still new, but Arohi is very near to me. So I stay in a place called Kagadasa. It's in Tamil Nadu only. So, and I want to visit your campus and know more about it. And I'm still absorbing the things that you all are saying.
Sure, sure. And I like that you share, it's there for everybody.
So I have one question basically. So designing our life is one thing. So that's our responsibility. We design it. So is there any responsibility of designing our society, like along with our own life? Like, because somebody has already decided, and then so we don't have much say in that.
Who, anybody wants to answer that? I think I've already talked enough today. I shouldn't say answer, but share your thoughts on that. It's not like this one particular answer. So, yeah.
So, Vincent, just to share at Arohi, firstly, as a family, we work. So, as a family, when you design life, it's a family which designs its life. Everybody is together, they co-create, and the space is for everybody to share, be part of it, and how it should functions at that level. And of course, it can expand to various levels, probably family levels, society, and whatever be. So, for us at Arohi, it's more as a community we are working in designing that space for all of us. Of course there will be agreements, disagreements on many things, and but there will be constant discussion, talk. It will evolve progressively, organically, and so that's how it happens. So of course that can be a part of overall designing of one's life, and working on the surrounding environment, whatever you call it. So of course that's a part of it. Yeah.
And also I feel it's a ripple effect. So when you work on yourself, and then your children, your family, they are also a part of it, and then you get a bigger family, like let's say Arohi, this community, then you get more like-minded, and then the ripple effect, and it and eventually bigger communities like that. That's my thought.
Okay, thank you. So I mean, why I asked the question is like, uh, yeah, recently I was driving, and then I see this on the highways, there is a limit of like 80 kilometers per hour. So I think that the limit is not appropriate. Basically, in some, like if I go to outer ring road, it says 50 kilometers per hour. So I don't know on what basis it is designed. So should I, like, I want to question that, so I don't know where to question that. Yeah, that is question running with me. But yeah, obviously for my son, I don't want to put those thoughts in him. So, but this is my question. Yeah. So how do I go about it? So probably I need to learn more on politics. I don't know. So yeah.
Can I say something here?
Yeah.
Okay.
please go ahead.
So my name is Santosh. I, I like the way the conversation is going. I have slightly different thoughts, Vincent and others. See, when we say that I want to design a society, I personally I feel that we are being overreaching here. And because like Pranav just said, my responsibility is myself first, and of course my family. But then to say that the society should behave in this way or not behave in that way, I don't know. I think that's probably too much. But I also see the other side of it. We cannot have everybody doing whatever they feel like. Then the society won't run. I understand. But there has to be a balance. We cannot go into one extreme or the other extreme. This is my thought. But I would love to hear other people's thoughts on this particular topic.
So I want to put it back into the context of open learning. And one of the aspects of open learning is for each one to decide what role they see for themselves in this world. Some may say, I just want to stay in my house and I want to write poetry whole day or coding whole day, and that's it. I have got nothing to do with 80 kilometers per hour or 40 kilometers per hour, however the world is running. And somebody might say, I don't want to live in these four walls and I want to be out there questioning, bringing some change, evolution, revolution, etc., etc. And I'm sure there are, infinite permutation combinations in between. The beauty of open learning is we are accepting, embracing every approach to life. We are saying, however you look at life, it's your choice. It's your life finding. There is no right answer. Everybody doesn't need to be out on the streets and everybody doesn't need to be in their houses only thinking about themselves. It's just your choice, and you may live with one choice throughout your whole life, or you may even keep changing those choices as you go along. So I think that's to me, the openness of all levels of participation within oneself, within one family, within the larger societal family, country, world, universe. All permutations, combinations are acceptable. To me, that is open learning, or rather that is open living, where I am in acceptance to what is the choice the other person is making, because that is that person's life. So till obviously it doesn't harm me in that sense. Yeah. I'm not trying to say somebody can start killing people, for example. Not trying to say it in that way, but I'm saying, but it is each one's choice whether somebody wants to question it, what is happening around, or somebody does not want to question it.
I don't know why Ratnesh shied away from the word. See, Vincent, the big part about open learning is the whole concept of co-creation. So Ratnesh brought it to the threshold of that and then didn't enter there. So I'm surprised why he didn't go there. But the idea of open learning is that, like Ratnesh said, you decide what you want to do. And when you want to design society, you're not alone in society, right? So you have to co-create it, everyone and every other, organization, forces, all those things. So the idea of open learning is that you co-create. So nobody says, when we are saying we are designing our lives and our learning journeys, that it has to be exclusive of society. In fact, open learning is all about living in the real world and finding our learnings, finding ways in which we can communicate better, we can be better, we can do what we want to do. So in that sense, if designing the society is what you want to do, go for it, boss. We are all with you, and let's co-create. Let's talk about it. Let's engage with everybody. And like you said, maybe learn about politics, learn about how the road signs are designed, learn about how the speed limits are designed, right? I mean, first part of any design is actually the process of, engage with it. And that's why the design of plan do reflect. So, yeah.
In fact, a child was telling me, Uncle, I'm going to use internet. He was kind of informing me. So I said, you cannot use internet. You are internet. You are part of it. You are not outside it that you go to it. You are very much part of the internet. So you are just functioning within it. Whether you use a device or whether you go out and shake hand or whether you drink milk that somebody else supplied. We are all part of internet. So I guess that's what Dwiji is trying to say. And that is the beauty of open learning. You can find your own connections within that internet. Slow connections, fast connection, long connection, short connections, all valid. Thanks, Dwiji.
And
Yeah,
since
that makes
since you were
sense.
yeah, sorry, carry on.
No, carry on.
No, since you were discussing speed limits, I thought I'll just share some of my insights on it. Of course, that is a regulatory thing, so I will not go कि ये right है, ये wrong है. But what works for me is I have worked out a formula like if the speed limit is 80, till the time you drive till 120, it is still safer if you are okay in terms of driving. You have been driving regularly, so it's a 2/3 formula. अगर 50 लिखा है तो 80 तक जा सकते हैं. Personally, I'm saying for me, that is, I'm just sharing. I'm not encouraging you to do that. So I'm not asking you to do that, not to break the rules. I'm just saying from
I'm so
technical.
happy I haven't gone on a road trip with you.
मैंने बहुत ही किया हुआ है, so I can just
नहीं
share.
नहीं आपने किया है मैं बोल रहा हूँ मैं नहीं आया हूँ बस.
Yeah, you can do that as long as you get caught.
Okay, so let's come back again to open learning. Yeah, we don't need to get into the road right
Sorry,
now.
yeah, it makes sense. Whatever you're saying, it makes sense. So I understand it. Yeah, after asking the question, I thought maybe I went away from the topic. Yeah, thanks for answering it. Yeah.
More questions, especially I'm looking at people who have joined in for the first time. Enoch, you would have not just questions, as in thoughts to share. Bridhi is there, Surbhi is there. You can please feel free. All questions are welcome. It's very, very open and informal. There is no one agenda to it. So, yeah, please feel free.
Well, I actually don't have any questions at the moment, but what I faced after starting my kids into, making them being unschoolers is I got a lot of questions because in my close circle, friends or family, I'm the only one who's doing unschooling. So I get a lot of questions, and in one way I appreciate that because there's somebody to constantly check how they are doing and all that. So I'll be a little more focused and have more responsible for that. So because of a lot of questions, I had to learn. I figured out that it's not just the kid who has to learn things. The parent who's also everything. So I figured out most of the answers for those questions they were asking. So if you want samples, so how I respond is they ask, okay, what about job? What will they do when they grow up without certification? All that stuff. So my response would be the whole point of me making them do unschooling is not to go for a job, something like that. And the other thing they ask is, okay, what if they want to become a doctor or something? Don't you need academics for that? So my thought process was, okay, if you want to become a doctor, but if you did not choose an academic path, what is the intention of becoming a doctor? Do you want to serve the society, save people? You don't necessarily have to be a doctor for it. You can set up something where you can hire 10 doctors and run the setup and do the same thing. So these are some small things that I encountered when people talk to me. So there are a lot more. Maybe I will when it strikes my mind, when we discuss more, I will share it to the group.
Super. Thanks, Enoch. And now we know we have one go-to person to ask questions.
Yeah.
One more go-to person.
One
Super.
more.
Yeah.
And also, I'm very, pleasantly surprised that your kids were asking these questions. You said they were 8 and 4, right?
Yeah, the elder one is 8 and the other one is 4.
No, Dwiji, his friends and relatives have been asking.
Yeah, the
not his-
questions come from my close
Okay.
proximity.
I thought the kids were asking these questions. I was like, wow,
No,
very
no, so
good kids, huh?
people around me, they think something is wrong with me. I'm not doing something right because they have not had the exposure of, some have never even heard of open learning or unschooling. So
Yeah.
it's something bizarre, like, oh, they're not going to school. Why you I'm taking a big chance or spoiling their life. So that's their perception.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Yes.
So
I
I have a,
sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, please.
I just got nostalgic when he was talking. I remember when we pulled out Mahir. He was in upper KG and very good renowned school of Chandigarh. We got through lucky draw. So and we pulled him out. So I got few calls from parents and they thought there is something wrong with the child psychologically. And that's why we have pulled him out from this such a renowned school, and we have almost spoiled his future. And I remember I got a call from uh, uh, a parent whose child was in his class, but we were not friends. Like parents, I as a parent and she were not friends. She called me and she's like, "Is Mahir special?" And I was like, "Every child is special. We just have to give that opportunity to the child." So she thought that Koveda, this school, this community where Mahir is going now, is a special school. So and I had a very good friend whose kids in Mahir used to almost like twice a week meet and play. So she just stopped picking my call because she was like, you have pulled out your child, and what if my child asks for the same? We won't be able to take them out from the school. So these are few incidences I can, like our relatives say, हमने मजाक किया है माहिर की लाइफ के साथ, but and we laugh, it's like so funny for us. And uh, so my mother was like, do whatever, but he should do 10th. Bas. He should do 10th, 12th and has a degree. You do whatever with him, but he should do 10th, 12th and have a degree. And then I laugh, so it is so funny to see people coming up with their fears, their own fears. And in fact, until and unless, so when we were going in a school, I think everything was okay. The moment we decided and we saw how Mahir, we were so uncomfortable. Leave him. I was so uncomfortable sitting with him doing his homework. It was like going back to my childhood and not living it again. So this was my only last chance to live my own childhood with my child. And I just didn't want to. In my own childhood, I couldn't stand up for myself. I did all the homeworks and I did the education my parents wanted. But when it was my child, I was like, how can what he wants to do, he doesn't want to do homework, so we didn't do homework. We used to write on the paper, sorry we went to the market, we couldn't do it. Sorry we went to a party, we couldn't do it. Sorry we went walking, we couldn't do it. So I just started, I thought, let me live his childhood, because I didn't do, I mean I didn't stand up for myself. Now I have the tools, I have the world, I can go out, look, reach, observe, reflect. So this opportunity मैंने तो पकड़ ली, and I'm really enjoying. So I just wanted to share this.
Yeah, thank you, Hriday. Yeah, and I mean, when we are talking about open learning, it's one of our young friends had mentioned this a few months ago, that every weekend everybody is a open learner. You have to decide what you do, and then you have to figure out whether you did it properly or not after you have done what you have done. So that's all open learning is. So weekends everybody is an open learner. So yeah, I mean, essentially what we are saying is that do that throughout the week. Why only over the weekends? So
instead of 2/7, you can be 7/7.
Yeah, lovely. Other thoughts? There was someone else who wanted to share something, and please come back.
Actually, I have a question.
Please.
So I mean, I was just watching some of the previous meetup videos, and I mean, what people like even Riddhi was also talking about the same thing, that what triggers people to to choose open learning or whatever you call, I mean, if there's any other word, I mean, especially once they become parent. I mean, this is to everyone who is now, they are basically, when people talk about, they basically talk about their kids or majorly kids now. That's how we started unschooling on open learning. But I want to know, like, there are many things that happen, we like with us also as a person, no? I mean, just maybe after whatever time you choose, like to have a kid and all. But then, like, why it never triggers to us before that, or what triggers to you guys? Like, I mean, to this is to Ratnesh and Viji also, right? I mean, when you started. So I hope I'm clear.
Yeah, very clear, Surabhi. Though, I mean, like I just said it a few minutes ago that every weekend everybody is an open learner, right? So it's not that open learning is exclusively practiced by those in Arohi. Everybody is practicing open learning. Like Ratnesh said, they are all doing it 2/7. We are doing it 7/7. So yeah, I'll let Pranav and others share their thoughts before I.
Vishruti is there, Shakila is there, Pranav is
Please.
there. Yeah, let's hear more stories.
I don't know. It's a very different question. For the first time, I think we have heard this question in this meetup. Like, what triggered this for the parents? So for me, I can say, uh, you are in that particular frame, or in that race, as we call it, and living a life for someone else. But probably that moment of realizing that we are all mortals. Ultimately, we are all going to perish, and I want to live the best that I can live, in the sense that I want to, really make meaning of whatever I'm doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be like I will do something life-changing thing for the world. Aisa kuch nahi hai. It's just for me, and that means more for me. So I think that triggers that thought, and of course, then you tend to explore more, or tend to look for more in your surrounding, and how I can engage with my environment, the nature, whatever it be, with other people socially. And when that connection start happening, you tend to find people who are from that thought process, and you move on through this journey. So that's what has worked for me. I can't say for everyone. So it's about realizing that you are mortal ultimately.
Okay, I'll share how I started unschooling for my kids. Uh, I mean, after my first kid was born, uh, after like 1 year, we were talking about school and all that stuff, which usually hits the parents. Like they have to decide something to do. But simultaneously, I was observing myself as well. So what I figured out is, after I got out from school, I learned most of the stuff about the society than what I was in the school. So when I got into a job, I didn't know what is tax, what is politics, how why is something priced so much, why am I paying for it, where is it coming from, all that. And I at that stage I was trying to figure out like stuff, because uh, 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 schooling or education was always focused on earning money. Like you get marks, and at the end of the day you go for some job and earn money. So the first checkpoint for me was scoring marks. So why do we have to mug up something? And I also started an hobby after, I mean, before my kids were born, as I started carpentry as one of my hobby. So what I realized is, while I was doing carpentry, there was one situation. I wanted to drill a hole in the center of a circle. So, but I didn't know how to find the center of a circle. So then I thought, okay, what is the use of studying mathematics for so many years, or geometry, which I could not remember? Then at that point, I have to again go back to the internet, figure out how to do it, and I did it at that point. So I realized that, okay, it's learning sometimes comes automatically comes based on need. So that's when I sat and thought, okay, yeah, so we never saw smartphones, but we are able to do so much today. It's because of the need. We are able to learn instantly and do stuff. And so I was searching about stuff like this. And one more question, usually a common thing when you go for jobs is what course should we do to get more salary? Like this is after education. While you're doing job, people do some courses in technology or all that. So so to boost their salary or something. So, but the funny part is what I understood is all of the courses, like whatever they talk about, none of them tell you how to increase your salary. So each course talks about, or they tell in detail about that particular course. For example, if somebody wants to learn about computers or something, it teaches about computers. It doesn't tell you how to earn money. So it's end of the day, what people make out of it. So I was thinking like, okay, if your focus is really to earn money, why do you have to study all these courses? Instead of that, you can directly study how to make money, and you can find ways to make money. So this is when I was in a situation, I was also in a place where I was thinking whether the schooling system was right or not. So I was doing a lot of research on the internet. That's when I came across this concept called unschooling. So the unschooling concept, earlier it's been there always, but now we are using these terms. But the older terms is called school dropouts. So usually the school dropouts, they drop out because of some reason, but later in their lives they go on to become very great people, like entrepreneurs. They start some big companies, or they become cricket players, stuff like Sachin is one of the example. So I saw all these examples and I thought, okay, so education is not really needed to achieve something. So or even though if somebody is achieving something, it's not necessarily because of the education. So what are the alternative steps? So at that point I thought, okay, I did a lot of research, saw different pages. So then I realized, okay, outside India this is being spoken a lot, or at least uh, uh, in this generation people have done this, like homeschooling, or are not going to a regular school. So why not we try it? So that at that point I didn't have any support system. I didn't know of any community or anybody who knows about it. uh, I just I thought, okay, let me take the chance and see what will happen. And that's how it started. And every day it's been a learning since then.
Thank you, Enoch, for sharing your journey. And I'm always excited to hear this, because each individual, each family's journey is very different. And that's why one answer to your question is, as many people you will ask this question, what made you do this, you will get that many more different answers. Some might have overlapping commonalities, but finally, I think it's each individual's way of looking at things. Yeah. So we have around 15 more minutes. So also, if there's anybody who has specific questions to us with respect to ROE, you can ask those also. I'm just opening that part of discussion also, if anybody has, and we can still continue discussing more aspects of open learning. Yeah, we typically close this session at 6:30, just to inform.
Yeah, Ratnesh, I received the confirmation mail for the visit while just a couple of minutes back, I guess. Yeah. And yeah, so I will be, reaching by 22nd. And if I need certain, I guess you had sent, someone has sent also the links of WhatsApp group. So for
Yeah,
further
just use that for
clarification,
logistics. Yeah.
sure, sure. Okay.
Sakila here. So I just want to answer to the question which was asked, what triggered. So if there's another question here. Okay, so I'll just tell quickly. So what triggered me was the need for my kid. But what makes me continue is like I have actually found what I need in my life. So I was a software professional by job, and I quit my job just before the COVID started, few months before. Then I really wanted to go back to the job because still, even now, I like being a programmer. But I also want to go back and live in my farm. But I was quite doubtful whether I will have enough opportunities to. I always want to keep learning something new. I really love that. So that something new should be there every day for me or every week, whatever. But if I go to a village, so will I have enough opportunities for me to learn? I think the space of open learning has opened up, helped me to open up my windows actually, that I'm able to find opportunity even in a closed room. Even if I sit in a closet, I can find an opportunity. That's where I am now. So there is opportunity everywhere, and it's just that I have to open up my eyes, and that's triggering me. And the magic it's happening, just letting the kids free by them to explore by themselves. I'm seeing with my both of my kids and as a family together, and that's what making me continue that. So it's just started with a simple need for my elder son. um, uh, so to get out of schooling, he didn't like it, and now finding opportunity everywhere, and this magic is what making me continue this open learning journey.
Yeah, thank you, Sakila. Just wanted to put in here that I'm sorry, I forgot who asked the question, but my trigger to open learning was that I didn't want to listen to anybody. And when I was probably about 5-6 years old, I had started helping my mother in the kitchen, and that's where I would spend most of my time. And it was only when I came to my 10th grade that they pushed me to, take my conventional education seriously. And that kind of set me off on a fairly long education path, formal education path. But all that while I was doing my formal education, I had decided I want 40%, 50%, 60% marks, and not more than that. So the rest of the time I would be in the kitchen or playing with my friends or doing something else that I wanted to do. So in that sense, over my 44 years that I've been around, I have my fingers in like 50 different quote unquote professions, or at least different things. And I can engage in conversations about next to everything, from philosophy to literature to, to mechanics and electrical and computer science and everything, programming. So the triggers are different, and like Sakila said, what keeps a lot of us going is the fact that we want to pursue what we want to do. And once you taste that freedom and take on that responsibility, it's very hard to sit back and say, okay, now I'm done, you guys tell me what I should do. But a lot of kids do that too, a lot of kids, adults do that too. But for at least most of us, it's a little difficult to, once you have tasted it, to forget that and move on. Any other thoughts, questions?
Yeah, there is a question on the chat, Dwiji.
Please go ahead.
I was just reading it.
Yeah.
Sonal
So
has
it's-
asked, do families live at Arohi like community living? Ratnesh, you want to?
Yeah, so you'll have to clarify what do you mean by community living? I mean, because there is again no one fixed definition of community living. If you mean by that do
No,
people have?
Just 1 minute. Sorry.
Yeah,
Simple answer. When they are on campus, yes. When they are not on campus, also we live as a community. काय complicate करते हो यार?
Thank you,
So
sir.
the word is Arohi, Dwiji, not Arohi campus. So I would say it's a broader umbrella.
That's what I'm saying. When you're not on campus, also we are living as a community because we are related to each other. We constantly keep exchanging information. And yeah, so sorry. But
That's a beautiful answer, but just to understand your question a little better, if you can qualify that, maybe then if there's something specific in terms of information you are looking at, then we can provide that also. But I think much important is the larger perspective that Driji just shared, that once we are in the community, even if I go to North Pole, I'm still part of the community. I'm still living in the community in that sense.
so while Sonal might probably be typing out her response, others, if you have any questions or you would like to share some thoughts, please do.
I have a question about travel. So basically, I've reached Bangalore and I'm within the 10-kilometer airport radius. So if Ruji, I can call you or Pranav. I mean, I wanted to plan my travel for tomorrow and Monday morning to Arohi. So
Riddhi, are you part of the visiting campus WhatsApp group?
yes, I am. Yes,
Right, then just post your questions there because
I'll do that.
the other people who are coming, then you can, they will also benefit and you can also coordinate with them.
All right, I'll do that. And I didn't post it there. I was wondering, Leela, she's not available, but I'll still post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of us will respond, Riddhi. Don't worry. I
Okay.
mean, we will respond there as well, not just here.
ठीक है जी. Thank you.
So Meetup is the only way to connect, or is there any other platform so that no?
I guess Meetup is the first step, not the only step. Yeah. So Meetups is more to understand initially what is open learning and so on. Another option is obviously visiting the campus. And then on an ongoing basis, if you want to be part of the community, then you join the community, as simple as that. And then you are like part of the community, wherever you are living. So yeah, that's broadly how it is. But if you still have a specific question and you want to talk one-to-one, you can connect with any one of us. That option is also available. In fact, in the PDF that we have sent profiles of multiple families. You can even connect to families whom you would like to connect with. So a lot of our community families are very open to talking to other people who have questions about open learning, or who may just want to hear their journey, their story.
Which PDF, Ratnesh? I mean, I didn't receive any PDF actually.
If you have registered for this open learning meetup, then you get a
mail.
Sorry?
I received only one mail, but there's no attachment or I mean, or maybe I missed it.
Yeah, it would be there. If you don't have, you can just send me a mail. I will send you if for some reason you're not able to locate it.
Or maybe it's a link, Ratnesh? No?
No, it is an attachment.
Okay.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So by community, I meant so I had that idea. So is Arohi campus में like families रहते क्या like they're in their own houses, but children go to no, not school, but children explore together and something like that. मतलब
Yeah, I was kind of guessing that was your question. Right. No, we don't really have that kind of an arrangement as of now. Right now, everybody, whoever comes to campus lives together. So there are no individual houses, if that is what you mean, right? There are
Yes,
some
yes,
families who stay close by, like Shakila stays in Hosur, which is just about, 15-20 kilometers, and she travels and then when she travels, she stays for a few days here at the campus, how many ever days she wants to, how many ever days her child wants to, and so on. So it's very informal and open in the sense of the permutation combination. When you want to be in campus, when you don't want to be in campus, is of actually no consequence, not much consequence. It typically depends on each family and how they want to plan their life. In that sense, it's a fairly open system. We just keep informing, okay, I'm coming this day, I will be staying for this much time, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
This is obviously, I'm talking for the people who are part of the community. For people to just visit as guests, there are specific weeks for you to visit. Just clarifying that part.
And here we have the excellent community. So I'll just share that visual with you. So we have a family here at our house from Surat, and this is what the excellent Arohi community looks like at respective cities. Saumil and my wife and my daughter here. Yeah.
Right. So that way community lives anywhere and everywhere. Thanks, Pranav. That was a nice
See,
turn
that's
of the
why I
camera.
said what I said.
Okay, so we are at 6:25, so maybe 6:26. So maybe we can take one last question if anybody has.
I want to know, I mean, whether it's time permits, like what exactly joining the community means. I mean, what it entails, if you can wrap up within your time limit now. I mean, I had been knowing Arohi for quite some time. I had been following all the activities, but I mean, joining Arohi X is a part, I mean, I know of, but what entails again? I mean, let me share why I asked this, because I stay in Kolkata and I'm traveling to Arohi campus, and probably I will be staying for some time. And then at some point, I will need to come back to my space. Then apart from only, as you said, I mean, someone living in some other continent may be a part of, is a part of the community. But what about the practical stuff, like if my son needs to be in the campus or access that environment, so what exactly, if I'm able to place it?
Yeah, so first thing, you will have to think of it this way, that wherever the child is, there is always an environment, right? Whether the child is at home or the child is at another person's home, like there are some people in Pranav's home, that is also like a campus. Pranav home is a campus for them now, and so on and so forth. So wherever you are in a beautiful environment. That is the way we look at it. And you are an open learner there. Now, whether you are at campus, as in you and your son or you alone, that is by itself, that is not the important question. as a family, you are, let's say, enjoying open learning or living open learning wherever you are. And in that journey, you are connected with other members or other families and doing lots of different things. Obviously, what you will do could be different from what, let's say, your son will do, could keep on changing, could obviously depend on what are your interests and so on. So there's no limit to it, actually what you do with the other families, whether you do it physically, so you can go to somebody's place physically, or you can do it over internet, you can do it over call, you can. So in today's world, there is so many different ways in which you can connect and collaborate and seek help and support. So all permutation combination from your home to campus to other families, and how you connect with them, and how you contribute to how the whole rest of the community contributes to your journey, and how you contribute to the other families or journey is what it is all about. Now, there's no one fixed way, but each one of us is doing in a very different way, but still each one of us is, I would say, connected, or they're part of the whole thing. Obviously, there are certain things in which we get together, like community get-togethers for various things. And there are certain things which a smaller group works together. And obviously, certain things you will do just by yourself. So all permutation combinations go. So what community entails is to start thinking beyond just your, let's say, your family. Start thinking of that you are a part of a much larger family, and all both the joys and the responsibilities that brings in. I don't know if I've done justice to your question, Pranav, Dwiji, Sakila, Vishruti, whoever is there, help me. Though it's already 6:30, so maybe Dwiji, you can conclude it. Dwiji is saying it's okay.
I think unless if you have something, I would encourage you to come back next weekend, unless it's something time critical, in which case, you can contact one of us through the website. But
in any case, you're also planning to visit, so you will get some of your, I don't say answers, but some of your exposures then when you come. Yeah.
True. So lovely. Thank you, everyone. And I don't think we have plugged this yet, but there are some folks have already shared that they have seen some videos of earlier recordings or recordings of earlier sessions. So this is like the 120th, I believe, 1920th. So we have more than 100 recordings, such sessions recorded and online. And feel free to go through the website. And of course, the website has a plethora of a whole bunch of articles, videos, audio, bunch of things. So explore that, and we are here every Saturday. So join us any number of times that you want, and do tell whoever you feel would be interested about these things. Even if they're not looking to join the community, if they're curious, if they want us to do certain things, if they're, trying to make you do certain things, then maybe you can convince them to come and join us here. And lovely. And thank you. Have a good long weekend. And see you next Saturday. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.